Headaches sometimes make me feel like I can't be a good parent. I can't be a good dad. I've struggled for many years to try and get rid of these headaches so I can be more productive at home and at work. In all of my research online, usually the only thing I can ever find is tips about different kinds of massage technique that while they can work for a few minutes, they aren't really lasting and they don't really solve the problem at hand. Now, don't get me wrong, I've had every kind of temple massager and even some spaceship looking thing out of Sky Mall to put on my head to do everything I can to try and relieve the pressure that's all in my face from the sinus headache. Today, I'm gonna share with you the 3 tools that I've found personally in my life really help make a huge difference in fighting sinus pressure, and I'll honestly tell you that I think they really changed my life. Welcome to the Vet Dad YouTube channel. Here we're doing product reviews, how-tos, and the occasional dad adventure video. So if you like that kind of thing, consider subscribing. I've got to say, I'm not a medical professional. I'm not sponsored by any of these companies. I'm just a guy that gets a lot of headaches every day, or at least I should say I used to. Now, if you've used any of these things and they've worked for you, drop a comment down below and let everybody know that. Okay, tool number 1, the wedge pillow. There are lots of different types of wedge pillows available in the market today, all different kinds of materials and heights, and some of them even have adjustable height. I own 3 of them myself. I even gave one to my son because he would have such a bad cough in the mornings from all that post-nasal drip every night while he was sleeping. Now, WebMD has done a study on how wedge pillows can help relieve sinus pressure, and I'm gonna put a link to that article from WebMD down below. I really like it because they include all of their references so you can see where the information is coming from places like the Mayo Clinic and places that we've all come to know and trust when it comes to medical information. They talk about how wedge pillows can relieve things like sinus pressure, but also things like sleep apnea. Now, this wedge pillow that I use every night is from Sealy. You can take this cover off and wash it. This is probably one of the larger ones, but this is the one that worked the best for me. Now, I do actually use a pillow on top of this because I find that it gets my body at just the right angle. I put, get my arm isn't getting squeezed down too much, and it just kind of keeps everything in line. And most importantly, it keeps that drainage from building up in my head, which for me is what causes those headaches. Now, they call this a Sealy gel chili memory foam. And I'll tell you the one thing that with this one in particular, there's really nothing gel about this. There's no gel in here. There's just 2 foam pads. One of the foam pads is a little bit less thick than the main pad, and it's not gel, it's colored blue. So I really don't get much of that cooling effect with this, but I do really love how comfy it is. Just the material and the cover is really nice. So, at the end of the day, I'm gonna drop the link to this particular pillow in the description of the video, but you need to find the one that's right for you. Now, the next item on the list is gonna be a facial steamer. Now, I own 2 of these. I have one that I use at home all the time, and I also have a travel version that I take with me on any trip that I go on. Before I got this as a gift from my girlfriend, I used to actually boil a pot of water every morning, cover my head up with a towel over the pot to just get that steam going through my face to loosen all that junk in my head. This is so much better. In fact, I think she just got it for me so I didn't look like a big goober in the kitchen every morning. Now, this steamer is primarily marketed to and designed for just cleaning your face, and the steam opens up your pores. It even comes with a little toolkit to be able to, get the blackheads out of there and everything. Now, this takes about 3 or 4 minutes to actually generate steam, and you want to make sure that you're using distilled water only for this. So, like a lot of things like CPAP machines and the thing I'm going to talk about in a little while, you need to use distilled water. This is pretty diverse. You can actually do a few other things with this too. You can put in a small towel and actually steam that towel, and that gives you the experience like what they offer you on a long perhaps an overseas airline flight. You can even use this as a humidifier for a pretty small room. Now, for the travel size steamer, I went with the Vicks version, and this one is designed specifically for sinus issues, and you basically just kind of hold it up to your face like that for a few minutes. It again takes about 3 to 4 minutes for the water to get hot enough to use. I'm gonna put the link to this down below, but pick the one that is right for you and your price range. Okay, and the third final tool that I use is the Navage. So you've probably heard of the Nelly pot before, and what makes this so much better than a Nelly pot is because of this, it has powered suction. It's battery powered, and it just makes all the difference in the world. I feel like I can breathe so much easier after I use this. Now, I like to use it the best after I've just used the facial steamer. Now, just like with the steamers, you do need to use distilled water in here, which you need to buy on a recurring basis, and you'll also need to buy the salt pods that go with this once the ones that come with it run out. So, truth be told, there is a little bit of recurring cost to be able to use these items. Now what I do is I actually keep a measuring cup in the bathroom and I measure out 1 cup of water. That's how much water fits up here, and I microwave it for 40 seconds. Now that's what works for me based on my microwave. Please don't just do that for 40 seconds. Start with like 10 seconds and work your way up to make sure you don't burn your nose. So after you warm up the water to whatever you like, and you don't even have to warm up the water if you don't want, fill it in here to the fill line. But like I said, it's about 1 cup, and then you're gonna put a salt pod up here in the top, and you're gonna put your thing on your I don't know what you call it, but the nose part, and you're gonna put it in both nostrils, right? And then you're gonna press this button on the side. That's gonna activate the motor, and it's just gonna I don't know how to really describe it, but it's gonna do its thing, and it's gonna irrigate your sinuses, and you're gonna feel so good afterwards. So when you think about it, your nose is like the air filter to your body. So think about how important an air filter is in your car, even in your own home. That means it's probably pretty important to keep your air filter for your own body pretty clean. Okay, I'm gonna drop a link down below to another WebMD article, including all of the references that talk specifically about how nasal irrigation can help cure and prevent sinus headache. And I hope this video gave you some ideas for some new tools that maybe you haven't thought of before that can help you with your headaches and make you more productive, make you a better parent, a better worker, friend, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is. I hope it can improve your life. Now, this wasn't meant to be a full deep dive product review for any of these things. If you'd like me to do that kind of thing, please just drop that in the comments and I will. One additional last bonus kind of tip I'd like to give you is if your symptoms are super severe, you should really consider going to an ear, nose, and throat specialist, an ENT. I actually did that, and it turned out that I had a deviated septum. So I've had the surgery to fix that, and I still continue to use these products. And man, I can't even tell you the last time I had a headache. It really has changed my life. I read and respond to all your questions, so please leave those in the comments below. And until the next time,
guys, and give us a thumbs up.